As you came into this experience, and as you call us forth to help clarify some things, we want you to understand why it is that you stand often in a similar place for a long period of time in relationships to things that you want or in relationships to things that you don't want. We want you to understand that your attention to a subject is a practicing of a vibration of it, and that when you give your attention to something for just a little while, and then you return to that again and again and again, as you continue to think a thought, wanted or unwanted, about something or someone or about yourself, you develop beliefs. A belief is only a thought that you continue to think that represent a very strong part of your point of attraction that you just can't get around. In other words, the universe is delivering to you all day, every day, evidence of what you think. Well, now many would say, well, then that's good, because what I believe is true. In the early days when Esther began receiving us, she was very excited about the idea of now being able to sort out what was true and what was not true. And we said to her, Esther, it would be better if you would realize that when you believe something, whether it is wanted or not, it's only a practice thought that will keep proving itself to you. So the proof is because of the attention to it, not because there's some greater consciousness or greater good who is in agreement with this. There are all kinds of things that are true that you do not want to live and don't need to live. But your attention to these things that you pronounce as truth and therefore worthy of my undivided attention holds you in holding patterns that you need not be in. So the way it works is, when you have a personal experience and you identify that you do not want something, you emanate a vibration about what you do want, even if you are not clear enough to say it in words. And we've been calling that step one of the creative process, because when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and in knowing what you do want, you are literally asking for the improvement, asking for what you do want. And when you ask, it is always given immediately, because the non-physical part of you, what you call source or God, is focused with you upon what you are asking for. So there is a huge vibrational influx of attention to your newfound desire. And the point of attraction of that newfound desire really gets goosed up in a powerful way once you have consciously identified that you want something. So then what happens? That's the part that we were talking to you about just a minute ago. So now you've got this desire that law of attraction is responding to in a very powerful way. And the source within you is standing there with that new desire. The question is, what are you doing with your thoughts moment by moment, conversation by conversation? What are you doing with your thoughts? Are you in tune with your desire, or are you, like so many people, still justifying why you want the desire by pointing out to yourself what's wrong with not having it? Which are you tuning to? Are you tuning to the more money you're asking for, or are you tuning to the not enough money that has caused you to ask? And you can tell by the way you feel which end of that stick. You see, every subject is really two subjects, and you are often vibrationally contrary to what you really want without even knowing you're doing it. But as you begin to pay more and more attention to how you feel, then you can tell more often whether you are a vibrational match in this moment to your desire, or whether you are a vibrational match to your belief about this desire. And they're often very far apart. Have you ever wondered how it is that things get here? There's no pipelines trucking them in, no spaceships zooming in and dropping off new contraptions. There's consciousness, and there's attention to subjects. And we've been saying to you for a long time that if this time-space reality has the wherewithal to inspire a desire within you, that it has the wherewithal to deliver the complete goods, which means if this time-space reality can bring a question to you, it has the ability to bring the answer. And the answer is such a satisfying manifestation. If this time-space reality has the wherewithal to present a problem to you or a lack to you or a need to you. It has the capacity to bring you the solution. But you've got to find a way to tune to the solution, and you cannot tune to the solution while you're still tuned to the problem. And that really is what we want to talk about mostly today. How is it that this vibrational reality that is vivid, we know you cannot see it, but you can sense it. But as we said earlier, it is subtle. You have to tune yourself to understand the subtleties of it. But once you hone in on it, then you will have control of your turning thoughts to things. Because these vibrations will turn to thoughts, and these thoughts will turn to things, and these things will be your new manifestation. It's always been that way. It will always be that way. Most people do not understand that, and therefore most people just keep objectively observing the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses of what is, never having any real understanding that they are creating reality all the time. Creating a reality that for the most part they are very slow to tune into, and therefore are very slow to personally realize. We want you to feel and to utilize deliberately the leverage of alignment. We want you to understand how it is that thoughts turn to things. We want you to be in the receiving mode so that you can be the receiver of the vibration and be right there consciously aware when the vibration bursts into an idea in your mind, and you understood that you were standing in an attitude of non-resistance, and therefore you were in the receiving mode, and therefore what you were asking for that's been being delivered to you by your inner being and by this vortex and by law of attraction that you haven't been hearing because you haven't been on the vibrational frequency, but now you have quieted your mind and you've meditated and you've stopped resistance, and now you're in that pure place, and now you receive the idea. Ugh. Deliberate creation. That's what you've come to live, you see. So we said to you, you are the creator of your own reality. And at first you said good, and then you said, oh. And the more you got to know about law of attraction, the more you worried about things you said. You said, try to suck that back before law of attraction gets hold of that. But you can't suck it back once you've offered it vibrationally. You have to just keep tuning yourself to the vibrational frequency of what you want. And it is not a difficult thing.